Hey guys! Now first of all, let me explain why you are looking at a video. We actually had a couple things that I wanted to communicate to you, the advisors, about this coming, especially this fall, but really this entire school year. And I was looking at the calendar for a date that we could all get together. And really, I'm just conscious, maybe overly conscious of the ask that I have every year. I think you guys give so much of your time and give so generously. And I was looking at the calendar and I was thinking, I don't really want to add one more thing that they have to do. This video is not very long, but hopefully you get a chance to think about it, and I would love to hear what you have to say. But before we go there, let me tell you this. Thank you. You all deserve a huge round of applause for the work that you guys do. I am just blown away every time that we get together that people of your quality, people like you, that would choose to come and spend time with me and to spend time with youth. And I just can't believe that of the quality of volunteers and advisors that we have working with us. You guys are amazing people, and you all lead such intentional and generous and loving and wonderful lives, and I'm blown away that you continue to show up again and again and again. And I think that all of our youth are so much better off for having spent time with you, mainly because I know that I am better off for having spent time with you. Okay, now on to our big idea for the year. Every year or so, it seems we kind of put one kind of big goal, one kind of focus out in front of us. These goals have been things like very early on when I came, we said we need a bus, and we went after it, and through lots of helps from other people, we got it. And another example is when we first evaluated what was going on with youth group here at First Pres, we said we need to be really clear about the times that we're meeting and not have too much and not have too little. And we need to also be aware of when we're meeting and what and how we're meeting and how that connects us with a larger congregation. And so we thought and prayed a lot about it, and we decided to make the transition to meeting on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night, which was a new concept, and honestly it faced a little bit of resistance, but we took our time and did things the right way. And over the course of about a year and a half, we sort of transitioned everybody, and now I think we're reaping some of the benefits of that decision. The big idea last year was this transition into this new space, and we were certainly doing lots of other things, but this was kind of the one thing. And now we have this wonderful area around us and plenty of space, and it's decorated and ready for us to use. This year, in 2016, we have one big idea, which is not to say that that's the only thing that we'll ever focus on. There are plenty of other things that we'll be doing. And there's plenty of things that will just be maintenance that we'll just continue to do. And some of those things we already do well. Some of those things we'll need to work on maybe in the future. But for this year, for 2016, our one big idea is, drum roll please, community. I think we've done a pretty good job of meeting some of our goals and building, and we have a good group of kids that we're working with, but I think this idea of community is actually lacking right now. And I want to say that, and I would like to own it myself as well, because I take a good bit of the responsibility for this, what I would call right now a deficiency. I think earlier in my professional career I did a good job, and I think pretty naturally I do a decent job of making people feel warm and welcome, but I admit over the last year or year and a half or so that I've felt pulled in a couple different directions, and I would like to admit to you and to myself that ultimately, as a leader, that that I did not do a good enough job, and I'm going to be consciously trying to address it. First Pres Youth needs to be a place where the people that are in our community feel connected, and not just connected to their friends that they would otherwise be friends with, but genuinely connected to other people. And right now, there are too many kids whose families even go to our church and would otherwise be connected, and yet when they come to youth group activities, they feel isolated, where they feel like that there's a couple of people that are friends, and then they're on the outside. I want a place where not only just people feel comfortable, but people feel challenged and loved at the same time. Okay, so how can you help? I think we've done a great job of identifying something that can be out in front of us, that's something that we can work towards. So the two questions that I want your help in answering is, number one, how are we going to get there? What are we actually going to do to accomplish this? Like, what are the steps that we're going to take so that we are intentionally forming something more than just another activity that people come to? What are we going to do that creates an atmosphere where people feel a commitment to each other? How will we be intentional with our own actions and with the culture that we are creating? And the second question is, how will we know when we get there? What are going to be the markers? What are the things that we are going to look at and say, all right, we've done it? I alluded to this earlier in the parent meeting, but I really do believe this idea of community might be the greatest thing that a youth group has to offer. And especially in this phase of young men and young women's development, that I would go out on a limb to say they will learn more about God and about the big questions of that Christianity, the big questions that Christianity has to offer. They'll learn more about life and these incredibly complex things through the very real relationships that we offer